Hi there. Happy Monday. Let's make a card. And I hope you're all doing well. If you are, well, I think it's pretty much all over the whole country, but in the Northeast, it's pretty cold tonight. It was pretty cold all day. So it was a good day to stay in and craft. So I got some cards done, and I have a few to show you tonight. I'm hoping, let me know when you're here. And we'll do the little rundown of what we need from you. You need to sit still and be comfy and cozy, and I hope you have your fuzzy slippers on. And if you share this video, which down at the bottom underneath it should have a spot that says share, and when you share that, you will be entered in a drawing to win the stamp set that I use all week. So it's literally the stamp set. Hey, Susan. It is. We hit 5 below today is our high. It's crazy. This is the stamp set that we're using today, needle and thread. And so if you share this video, you'll be entered into a chance to do that. If you aren't my friend on Facebook, I don't know why we're not, but if we're not Facebook friends, and if a safety precaution, you can always write in the comments shared so that I make sure that I see it. Facebook doesn't show me who shared it if you're not my friend. Seriously. So, I don't know why. I think that's silly. But anyway, I just don't want to miss you. So if you shared it, just pop it in there so that I don't miss you. The next thing that you need to know is this week, goodness, if you place an order on my Stampin' Up site this week, which is pretty easy to find, let me find it for you, it's right there, and you use the current host code, which is at the top of this page, you will receive in the mail a make and take kit from me, and the kit will include all pre-cut, the supplies that I used, not the stamped images because I can't send you those, but the supplies that I used to create those the three projects that we're doing this week. Okay? All right, so let's get going because I actually have 2, and I don't know if I can show you both. I don't know if we'll have time. I mean, I can show you, but I don't know if we have time. So I don't want to waste time. I want to get going. I love, love, love this stamp set. You know that sewing is my other favorite hobby. Crocheting, seriously, if there's a way to craft, I'll figure out a way to do it. So anyway, I love this one. All the parts of it. So there's 3 pieces. There's actually a couple more little pieces. There's little itty bitty teeny buttons, and there's some threads that go with it as well. But the stamp set is so cool. Look at the detail. I'll get that glare out of there. It looks like it's actually embroidered, and when you stamp it, those details show through. We're going to stamp, we'll show you that. So these look like embroidered images. They're beautiful. Then you have stitch. This looks like embroidered as well. I love these new fonts that they've used on this one. Just love it. Okay, so that's needle and thread, the stamp set. And one of you who share this will get this in the mail. Last week, Jean was our lucky winner. Oh gosh, I'm drawing a blank. Lana was the winner for this week, this past week. And I just started this January 1st, so we've had 2 winners. And we'll have 1 more on Friday. Okay, so that's the stamp set. Then, this is a bundle. And it comes in, it's called Needlepoint Elements. And these framelets, they fit the stamps, but they also, there's one that does this. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, I love that. It doesn't cut out, it just punches those little stitch lines. And it doesn't really punch through. So pretty. Okay, so there's a thinlet that does that. It's this one. Right? Oh gosh, I love this one. Okay, then there's the designer series paper. And it is 12 by 12, but mine are cut into 6 by 6s so that I will actually use them. And they won't sit in the box. They're double-sided. There are these really great images on this side that all look embroidered, and then on the other side is a whole collection of great patterned paper in the colors. Now, what are the colors that go with this? Well, let me tell you. Just so that you know, tonight I'm using Old Olive and Poppy Pizzazz but it also it has a lot of colors in it. Balmy Blue, Berry Burst, Blushing Bride, Crushed Curry, Flirty Flamingo, Highland Heather, Mossy Meadow, Night of Navy, Old Olive, Petal Pink, Poppy Parade, Tranquil Tide, seriously? Tranquil Tide, and Very Vanilla. So lots of choices. You could, Susan, yes. Susan wants to know if you could ink this. You definitely could. We'll try that after. It's so, so pretty. Okay, so the first card that we're going to do is a really simple sketch. It's not crazy complicated. It's a little different than some of the others that we do. So instead of doing a full sheet of the designer series paper behind it, we're just going to cut strips. So we've got a 1-inch strip and a 1.5-inch strip. And then we have a 3 by 5.5. Okay? All right, so that's all you really need to do. And this is my 3 by 5.5. So this is what the front of my card looks like. 1.5, 1.5, 3 by 5, 3 by 5.5. And I'm going to put this on with some dimensionals. Oh, cool embroidery. Oh, yeah. I am not a good embroiderer. I'm definitely not. Never really learned that. I'm always in awe of what other people can do. And then this is going to go right on here, popped up with its dimensionals. And then we're going to do some decorating on it. Okay, so this is what we've got. And we are going to put this stamp set to its paces, through its paces here. All right, so I want, put you there for a minute. I'm using my Stamparatus because I'm finding sometimes when I'm talking, never, I would do better if I use my Stamparatus, because then if I mess up on the stamp set, it's not going to matter. So I've got a nice piece of Whisper White, and I'm going to pop these down, and I want to do all the different stitched images. To use your Stamparatus, though, remember you put it the side you want to stamp, you put that down, and then the Stamparatus is going to pick it up. There's that one. And that's all I need for right now. Whoopsie daisy, don't do that, don't get too excited. Okay, so now I'm going to bring this down. It's going to pick up my stamps. This is a photopolymer stamp set, which means it's clear and I can see through it. So I'm going to make sure that I use my little foam mat that comes with my Stamparatus to give me a little bit of extra, and then I'm going to ink these guys up. And I'm going to use my Old Olive. You could use as many colors as you want, but I'm going to use my Old Olive on these two and my Poppy Parade on this one. All right. Come on, Old Olive. There you go. And bring it over and give it a good squish. And I didn't get a good one for that one. I'm still kind of failing on this. Can you, let me zoom in so you can see. It's not coming out very well. I'm going to ink that up again and see what happens. The beauty of using the Stamparatus. My green came out perfect. My red one, not so perfect. And it might be that I'm close to the edge, so I'm not getting a good stamp. And I got those guys and I don't want them, so I'm going to take them off. I think I had them a little too close together to get my two different colors, but I don't want to mess up what I already got. But that's why the Stamparatus is amazing. You know, it gives me a new life. There. What do you think? Isn't that cool? Can you see that? And you can see the stitches on it. So now I'm going to pick these guys back up so I don't lose them. I would never lose them, would I? Nope. And move you. It is close to the edge, Kathy, but it's okay. It was more an issue of me being able to get the stamp set close to the edge rather than it inking, but it lets you do it. Sometimes you might need a little extra cushion if you have trouble with it, but we got a really good stamp, right? This one probably didn't need to be stamped a second time. Can you see it? It's a little too much ink on that one, but really, it's beautiful. We'll be okay. All right, so now I'm going to look in my pile here, and you'll see that I have this one. Get in there where you belong. And then I have this one. No, I want you to be there. It's hopping because of where the magnet is underneath. And then the little one. And that one's going to move too. Come on, little one. There. And we're going to run them on through. I thought I was going to be late, actually. Oops. Now I also used some of the other thinlits before you got here. What's beautiful about this is building up your layers on this one because it's just so pretty. Okay, so I'm going to start with this one going right across here, and then this is going to go in the center, but I'm going to use my dimensionals. The jumping, my plates are really in bad shape. They truly are. Every time I put an order in, I think, oh, I need to order new plates, but I've already hit send before I think of it. Sorry. Okay, so then this one goes down, but before I put it down, I want to show you another one that I'm going to tuck underneath. Penny, you guess what? Yes, it is stitching. Yep, it is. So there's that. But then I've got, look at these dainty little leaves. This is another thinlit, and I'm going to tuck these guys with a glue dot just under here. And what's so cool about this set is it lets you build this incredible image. Because there's so many, thank you, there's so many layers. And then these guys are going to go in a bundle. Let's see, you're going to go flat. Now you could stamp these without all of the cutting if you just wanted them down, and you could do lots of different colors too. Right? I love them. And then one more, and you are going to get a, this is such a pretty set. This is a new one and I love it. And if you look, there's so many great things that go with it. Okay, so there's that. Now we have this that's going to give us our sentiment, and I'm going to use this piece of Whisper White that we're using right here, and I'm going to use this one that says, "People like you make the world a better place." And I need a block. And I'm going to use my Old Olive. The cardstocks, sorry, my nose is running now because I'm sneezing. Old Olive and a Puppy Parade. And then the designer series paper is called Needlepoint Nook, I think. Yes, that's what it's called. Right? Super pretty. Okay, I just need to grab my little table smoothing unit because I'm not using my Stamparatus. And I'm going to grab my little paper piercing pad to give me a nice smooth surface. Back to Old Olive. Oh, I love that font. Isn't it cool? So cool. And then this is going to go right like that. And I'm going to run it through the Big Shot. I'm going to leave it over here. Just trust me that I'm doing it. You can hear me. Maybe. Can you hear? You can see me cranking, right? Oh my gosh, I didn't even realize it, but I love it. Okay, so I should have done this for you. It's a stitched one. It doesn't cut it out. It just stitches it. Isn't that cool? I have a thought that I had not checked because I thought that it cut it. I wonder, do you fit this punch? Do you? Do you? Do you? Looky there, it does. Oh my gosh. All right, so we need this punch, right? I'll put the link in for you to tell you which one it is. And you probably have it. This is not a brandy new one. This is one we've had for a bit. This little leaf is just going to give me a hard time. Hold on. It wants its glue dot that I said I was going to use, but I didn't really have one, so I was pretending. It really does need one. Aw, thanks, Deb. Oh, wait. Maybe you don't go by Deb. Maybe you go by Deborah, and I'm calling you Deb, and that's just not cool. Sorry. I'll make sure that I call you what you write. Okay, that looks better. And then, don't you love how all the Stampin' Up! Stuff goes together? I could tell that it looked just like that punch, and it sure does. I did some of this before you came, but not all of it. I like to be surprised with you. And then we're going to put some more dimensionals on the back. So this has this great stitching. Isn't it pretty, Donna? Yep, it is Poppy Parade and Old Olive. Make the world a better place. I love that. And it could stay just like that. It really could. There's also another label that I punched out earlier that I want to show you. Look at this label. So you have either or. I like that one too. Deb is cool? Okay, good. All right, so now we do have time. I went right along. Let me quickly show you the other one, the other card that I wanted to do with you. This one starts out with our same card base, 8.5 by 11, cut in half, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, okay? Then we're gonna put a 4 by 5 1/4 piece down, not with my note written on it. Let me see if I can get you in a little bit better. There. 4 by 5 1/4, and it's going to go this way. All right. And then we need 3 more pieces, 2 Whisper Whites that are 4 1/2, oops, 4 1/2 by 2 1/2 and 2. And we need a piece of Designer Series paper that is going to be 2 by 4, and that's going to go right across the middle. So the way this is going to go together is like this. This is going to go up here, showing it just a touch of my Old Olive, and this is going to go down here again with just a little bit of the Old Olive peeking out of the bottom, okay? So there's that. Well, now what are we going to do with these? So you are going to go right in the middle, and then we're going to do some stamping. Okay, so put you over there, and we're going to bring back our Stamparatus, but we're going to use the other plate. I need to get you up here a little bit more. There. Okay, here, these are some of the other stamps. These are stitches, and I'm using the Stamparatus so that I can line this stitch line up. I honestly had as much trouble lining this up as I do when I actually sew. Right, this one or those layers. I tend to eyeball, Marie, but our grid paper can really help you. So if you don't have the grid paper, it comes in a sheet, and it's got great little lines all over it. There's also a grid inside your Stamparatus, and if you line this up right in a corner, see how that's in a corner? Then you can go right along these lines. If you fold it, you'll have a line on either side. The trimmer will do that too. I use whatever I have that's a grid that will help me get a nice straight line. I tend to eyeball it, and I'm kind of happy with that most of the time. If it looks good, but I'll tell you, I've used this line all the time, that if you're going to be awake tonight worrying about it, then you want to find a better way to get it straight. So in this case, there are little grid lines on your Stamparatus plates. So that's how I lined up these stitches, which seriously are going to give me fits. It's not hard, it's just me. Normally on one like this, I just drop it instead of putting it. The T rule is awesome. Yep. Okay. So put this in. Oop, you can't see. There. Put that in. And then I'm going to bring it over and figure out exactly where I want it. I want this to be right at the edge of this part of my card. This is the bottom. No, this is the top. No, this is the bottom. I want this one. And I want to line it up. So that's all good. Needs to be straight though. Normally you line them up on your paper, but I did this before you came. Trying to get ahead of myself. Stop. Okay, I'm happy. I don't know, Marie. I don't have one. I am all Stampin' Up. So we don't have a T ruler, so I don't know anything about it. I'm teasing. Aw, Renee, thank you. Okay, I'm going to use my old olive on this. When I join Stampin' Up, if they don't make it, I don't need it. Kathy, stop. It isn't. Really? You might be right. We're going to live with it. I know, my head was in there. It's going to be okay. I can live with that. So then this is going to go across here. All right. And I need my dimensionals. And the other thing, I won't use anything that isn't in the catalog anymore. So I'm kind of neurotic. Certainly not with you guys, because if I showed you something that we couldn't have anymore, you'd be really annoyed. Because you would definitely fall in love with it. Especially if I said you couldn't have it. Oops, I wanted to show a little bit of that old olive. Okay, there's that one. Now I'm going to do the bottom, which is going to go like this. The only thing I need to do is I need to move that butterfly because he's not going to go, but I don't want a butterfly down at the bottom, so he's just not going to be there. And now I can't be quite so quick to put my paper down because I have ink on this. Excuse my head. I just need to get under here a minute and make sure that I'm straight. I suppose I could have pulled it to me. And we're going to ink this baby up and bring this over. And honestly, if it's not perfectly straight, oh, sure. If it's not perfectly straight, I can live with it. It shows I made it and a machine didn't. Ugh, I love it. Right? Okay. Then bring you in, and I'm going to pop you down here with some dimensionals. And I will have the, I don't have the sketch up for this, but I will. I wasn't sure I was going to do this one tonight. And then that same, the punch in the that I just used. Like that, but this time I'm going to use the punch I do, Deborah, but you're in England, right? I can't sell in anywhere other than the US. But Stampin' Up! Is in England, just not me. Did I read that or am I making that up? I don't know, this might be too small. Let me see. I will do it over if it's not straight. Oh, maybe. Nope, too small. So let's use a different one of these cool papers. Aren't they beautiful? I'm going to use one of these little ones. Now I could run this through and get stitches on this if I wanted. This is going to go like so. Aw, thank you, my darling. That's going to go there. And then this is going to go right across here with, thank you, on that. So this is going to be a super cute thank you card. And I'm going to do Old Olive on Old Olive. And we are good to go. So what do you think? Don't we love this? And I love the white card with all this great color. Oh, we can't. I don't know what you did. Okay, so there. Let me get these in the middle, and then zoom in a little. There we go. What do you think? Super cute, right? Love these colors. Love these stamps. These are one of my new faves. All right, everybody, have a great night. Stay warm if you're in a place that isn't warm. And I will see you again Thursday. Good night.